I think for me, when I've heard about different conditions and when I've worked with patient support and someone will say, there's this condition, here's how it works medically, what I always try and think is, well, what does that mean? Like if you wake up in the morning with that condition, what does that mean? A lot of the medical information about XLH, when we talk about phosphate deficiency and weak bones, it doesn't actually tell you what that's like to live with if your bones are tired all the time and they are weak all the time. XLH bows your legs, so your legs kind of bend outwards, and I was really lucky. I had amazing treatment when I was younger. So even though in XLH terms my legs were fairly straight, for me I think I just felt like a complete anomaly. I didn't know anyone who looked like that, and you walk differently with XLH and you sort of walk a little bit more side to side, and especially more if you're stiff. In terms of what it's like living with it day to day, it is just a constant background noise. You feel tired and you feel vulnerable and you feel in a little bit of pain, and I think that can start to translate into how you feel about yourself and how you approach the world. I've had times when I've been really anxious and it's interrupted me living my life, and I thought I'm going to do something about it, and I spoke to a counsellor and it was so beneficial, and I don't have those challenges now. But part of what we unpacked in that process was how living with XLH has made me feel. I think of myself as a happy person and positive and active, but if you're not careful about that impact that carrying XLH is having, then it can start to wear you down without noticing. I didn't really have much information about XLH for most of my life. I'd looked for information a couple of years before I found XLH UK, and there wasn't really much, and what was there was very medical and very scary, and I just shut down the laptop and thought I'd never want to Google that ever again. Then when there was an opportunity to speak to people, I did have that fear of, I don't know how much about this I want to know, and do I want to open this Pandora's box? But it's just been a very supportive place, and the information I've had has been really useful. It does make me think about the future, and I think because my XLH has always been so well managed, it was only when I started to find out more about it that I was even aware that it could be progressive and things could start getting worse. It's helpful to have that awareness, and it makes me think more about doing things that I want to do while I've got the chance. Yeah, it's a bit of a joke with friends that I'm doing something every night of the week. Probably something that worried me in meeting someone, because we've been together for 3 years, and having XLH and thinking, does this person want all of that in their life? And knowing there's that risk I can have an operation and you're going to have to be carrying everything around and helping me get dressed at the beginning and helping me get washed and all that type of stuff. It's not what you envision at 31. When I was in hospital, I was on the ward where people were having hip and knee replacements, and they were all older ladies, and they were going like, I'm a hip, are you a hip, I'm a knee. And then they kind of looked at me like, why are you here? Being in hospital, people my age just aren't on orthopaedic wards. People might, apart from having a big accident, you don't have things that I have at my age. It's hard because I've had the same operation a few years ago, and we knew the other fracture was there and it might happen. In that few years, we really tried to get me on burosumab, and I just kept thinking, I don't want to end up having another operation and all the upheaval if there's a treatment available, but we weren't able to get it. It just didn't heal by itself, and I think it was there for about at least 5 years that we know of. If we had burosumab, chances are that that wouldn't have happened, and it would have healed by itself, and I would have had that strength, and my body would have been able to deal with it on its own.